David was his name, not a warrior in sight, but he had heart, soul, and a fight that was tight. In the valley of Allah, tension was high, Goliath stood tall, his shadow covered the sky. Who faced me? He roared, with a laugh so cruel, but the armies trembled, no one dared to do. Then up stepped David, with nothing but a sling. Face my sword, he said, God's my king. The giant laughed and mocked the dog, is this your best? But David stood firm, this was his ultimate. Giants fall when you stand tall. With a sling and a stone, you can break any wall. No mountain too high, no valley too deep. With faith in your heart, that leap, you can David reach for his bag. Not a sword, shield, or spear, just 5 smooth stones, and his mission was clear. In the name of the Lord, he said with a swing, the stone flew like lightning, a humble king slain. Goliath fell hard, the ground shook with his weight. A moment of silence, then cheers celebrate. David stood victorious, the impossible done. With faith in the stone, the battle was giants fall. When you stand tall with a sling and a stone, you can break any wall. No mountain too high, no valley too deep. With faith in your heart that leap, you can't leave. So when you're facing giants, remember this rhyme, it's not about size, but the right moment in time. With a heart full of courage, let your story unfold. Be brave, be bold, let your dream be down. With the Davids in a world full of Goliaths, facing our fears, breaking the bias. With sling and a stone, we'll make a mark, lighten up the world, turning sparks into arcs. So let's laugh in the face of the giants we meet. With faith is our God, we'll never face defeat. For every Goliath, there's a stone and a sling. With God on the side, we can conquer any giants fall. When you stand tall, with a sling and stone, you can break any wall. No mountain.
Yeah, we're the thorn of the land so free, where we gon' soar and spirits beat. Stood a man with a vision grand, with a fire passion for this great land.
Welcome to It's Happening. My name is Jared, and this is a first for me. I am trying to double stream. I am streaming live to Rumble and live to YouTube. I hope it goes well. I don't have my person who normally checks to make sure everybody's hearing everything. They had something going on this morning, so I pray that it's working good. If you are watching on YouTube or on Rumble and you wouldn't mind, would you put a Y in the live chat to let me know you can hear me, or just let me know what state you guys are watching from? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And if you guys haven't yet, follow our Rumble here. It is free to follow. We post most of our videos here. We go live here, mostly because I'm worried about YouTube and all the censorship. But I'm not big enough there right now, but that is part of the problem too. I hate that I am forced into a spot to do the one thing that I don't want to do, be censored, right? I know you guys can't stand it either. All right, so getting into it, we have an episode normally at noon Central, between 1 and 1:30 for the Unseen Realm channel, and back again around 5 to 5:30 here on the Politics and Culture. I am also working on reorganizing all of my social media platforms. I have been learning a lot over the last few years, and have learned I've been doing some things wrong. So y'all will soon see my pages look a little different. I'm going to separate everything. I have been posting all of our stuff, all of our Vandy's Designs, Vandy Streets, It's Happening Podcast, Unseen Realm, all of our image, all of our CBD products, the energy products, and the stuff you see in the description. So I'm going to split it up and organize it much better. I'm trying to learn to do all of this. I was hard-headed, and I did not learn computers when I was younger. And I'm learning now as I go. All right, it sounds good. Would y'all let me know if it sounds good, please? If there's like an echo or anything. Again, this is the first time with me streaming live to YouTube and Rumble at the same time. So let's get into it. First story we're going to pull up is just another good story from Chicago. And again, guys, I do have the live chat up if you are interested in commenting. I'm going to be doing a giveaway with one of mine and my wife's tumblers. This one, I think we want to change up the font on it and make it a little bit different. It says, "Remember, it's happening," especially if a politician says it's not or tells you it's not. And we make them in different ways. Me and my wife design all the images. We also personalize things for people. We do a lot of image work for people who run businesses. So we try to give back as much as possible, guys. All right, so that's enough about me. Let's get into it. Okay, sorry. She was on number 3. All right, so I'm going to pull this up. This is the Daily Mail. Make sure y'all can see it. All right, guys. All right, this is the dailymail.uk.co.uk or dailymail.com. Ex-Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is hired on at $400 per hour contract to investigate the America's worst mayor amid embezzlement accusations after she admitted $2 million haul in taxpayer funds from small Illinois town. How about that? So you mean to tell me the other corrupt mayor who got pushed out and voted out couldn't win re-election because of all of how terrible she was? The city has decided that it's the best route to go to pay this woman $400 an hour to investigate corruption. We sure are seeing a lot of patterns when it comes to Democrats, aren't we? Especially with all the Trump cases, with the judges, with the DAs, with the attorney generals, with the AG going all the way up to with the federal agents, to the CIA, to the spies. All the Democrats team up together. They all know that they're all corrupt, so they find one of their other corrupt ones that doesn't mind going out and doing whatever it takes to go after somebody. How can anybody take this person seriously? How in the world does that happen? I'll go read a little bit and we'll pop on over to a video on it, but let me know what you guys think. How in the heck does that happen? Have you ever been fired from a job for being corrupt, for committing crimes? I know that they didn't convict her, or they didn't push it through, but have you ever been let go or fired from a job to turn around and have that job offer you ungodly amounts of money to investigate the very same crimes that you were being investigated for? What a communist country we are becoming. All right, scroll on down. It says former Chicago Mayor Lightfoot has been hired by the nearby village of Dalton to investigate their mayor, who has been branded America's worst. Still working. Self-described super mayor Tiffany Henyard, 40, has been accused of embezzling taxpayer funds and retaliating against victim of sexual assault, and last month vetoed an investigation into the allegations. Lightfoot, who was ousted as mayor of Chicago last year, was approved by the village's board of trustees to investigate Henyard's alleged corruption at the cost of $400 per hour. If I was a citizen of Chicago and of that nearby village, I would want somebody, a third party, investigating both of them. And not only investigating both of them, but investigating the village's board of trustees who thought it was a good idea to hire her to pay her $400 an hour to investigate something after she herself was ousted. Now, I know it's not the same, but you get it. I mean, it's the blind leading the blind, right? She says, let's scroll down a little bit. Oh, I hope it ain't freezing up on me. Where It went down a little too fast on me. Sorry, guys. She says, I bring expertise in leading investigations of this kind. I bet you do. You know how to cover them up and get away with it. So hell yeah, you bring expertise to it, don't you? And what is this? Has every mayor in Chicago been corrupt or been arrested for drug charges or something since I've been alive? It seems like since the early 80s, it seems like we're always hearing stories about corrupt mayors and governors in Chicago. And and now we've got her talking about how she's an expertise. I mean, hell, I got away with it for a long time. I will follow the facts where they lead without bias. Sure you will. And reserve comments until the work is complete. Lightfoot told the board Monday. She may not get very far. However, Henyard's mayoral powers extend to potentially vetoing the probe. Oh my goodness. This Shonda Rhimes. I hope somebody tag Shonda Rhimes in this for me. I sure hope this reaches you. Shonda, this is better than any episode of Scandal you wrote and directed. You have got some great new series you could come up with. I mean, the Biden crime family, the Pelosi freaking market scamming family, the pedophile elites, the Lori Lightfoot, I mean, this is wonderful. If it wasn't real life and affecting people's lives on a daily basis, and we were really just watching on TV, it'd be a hell of a show. Except for this is playing with people's lives. So let's hop over here real quick and check out a video on it. And then we're going to move to our next story on the Secretary of State of Texas has responded to, remember you guys, I showed you a video the other day of the HAVV website and what it shows of people trying to register without an ID. Well, he has come out and responded to that. So I'm going to show you guys his response. And then as usual, I'm going to show you how the media manipulates what he said and show you their response. And then the last topic for this episode will be on good old Biden diary. So let's get into it. Again, if you're just now hopping on and you're hearing this, let me know what state you guys are from. I'm trying to see how far our videos go, how far we make it out there into these universes. Because I get blocked bad everywhere. One day I'm going to go back in my back office and show y'all what Facebook has done to me on a video. Because I'm seriously at the point of trying to talk to an attorney on what they've been doing to me. All right, let's go check out this out. Let's play this one.
Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot may soon be looking into the corruption allegations against Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. That's the proposal that is set to come up in the next Dalton Village Board meeting. That will happen Monday night. Some Dalton trustees and their legislative council hope to hire Lightfoot to investigate the mayor and others. The Dalton mayor has been under intense scrutiny over spending and other actions since she took office. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
Sorry, my bad, guys.
Corruption allegations.
All right, let's hear what this.
I did not see this update coming. Y'all remember Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, Illinois? First, she was accused of using taxpayer money to fund her lavish lifestyle. Then when the city council unanimously voted for an investigation, she vetoed it. Then last month, a member of her staff accused her of covering up an essay that happened on one of their business trips. Then this week, after a city council meeting showed overwhelmingly that the people want her to step down and resign, the board of trustees has appointed the former Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, to lead the investigations into the essay. If you're not from the Chicago area, you may have no idea who she is and ask, why is this a big deal? Because Lori Lightfoot was an awful mayor, corrupt mayor. She lied about everything she wanted to do in office. And after only one term in office, she was voted out in the primaries. Oh, and she didn't lose by just a little in the primary. She came in third. She was forced out of the job in disgrace. Literally last month, a book was written about how terrible she was as a mayor. So why would the trustees hire somebody who is terrible at a job? Well, if you're not from the Chicago area, you may have no idea who she is and ask, why is this a big deal? Because Lori Lightfoot was an awful mayor, corrupt mayor. She lied about everything she wanted to do in office. And after only one term in office, she was voted out in the primaries. Oh, and she didn't lose by just a little in the primary. She came in third. She was forced out of the job in disgrace. Literally last month, a book was written about how terrible she was as a mayor. So why would the trustees hire somebody who is terrible at a job? Well, that's because one of the trustees is the person accused of essaying the staff member. So the person that the investigation is about is the one who got to hire the investigator. I do not trust her, and I do not trust her. And Lori Lightfoot is under investigation herself. The investigator for the Board of Ethics found that Lightfoot failed to uphold her fiduciary duty to the city, misused city property, and solicited campaign contributions from employees that she supervised. I did not see this up.
And this is just another a revelation on how the Democrats do things, right? The corrupt investigate the corrupt, just like Comey did with, I'm sorry, that is Nerdy Pete Panda on TikTok. Go give her a follow. But just like Comey did with Hillary Clinton when he came out and said, yeah, she broke the law, but we ain't gonna do nothing about it. And then just like they did recently with Joe Biden, oh yeah, he did it, but he's so old, we can't really do anything about it, huh? All right, guys. Hey, Josh, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. I will get to your comments. If you ask any questions or statements, I will respond to you guys. Just know that there is a lag in between. And again, this is the first time me going live on YouTube and Rumble at the same time, so I hope it's working well. If it starts going off, Josh, would you please let me know? We were just going over the Lori Lightfoot story, Josh, and we are hopping over to the Texas story, and then we're going to end it with the Biden diary. So, again, guys, I showed y'all, and other people have shown y'all, I think End Wokeness should be credited on X for this, for breaking. I don't know if somebody told him, but that's where I found it. So I'm going to give him credit for breaking it to begin with. The HABB in Texas and in other states, what it does, its job is to check Social Security numbers sent in. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Good to know. So they check numbers sent in to see if the person's valid and all those good things. And I showed y'all how many in 1 week showed up dead in Texas and how many had actually done it. Okay, remember that? So I'm going to go to the Secretary of State's actual statement, read that first. And again, I'm going to show you how the media manipulates it. And then you and I will jump over to the website itself to show you just how wrong they're trying to. And yeah, you got it. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, Josh, if you're not following me on Rumble yet, we post more over here because, well, I'm trying to learn the YouTube stuff better so I can do more over there. So let's hop on over. We were on. His statement is going to be okay. All right, so this is the Secretary of Texas. It's his statement in response to the news that was breaking on the HABB. See if you guys can see that. If not, okay, here, let me zoom in a little bit for y'all. Josh, I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Let me see if that's too big or not. Okay, it's about, if I do it any bigger, it's going to not look good. All right, so here, let me read this to you again. This is his response to what I was talking about. It says right here, Texas Secretary of State Jane Nelson, statement on voter registration ID requirements, April 3rd, 2024. Austin, there have been recent and inaccurate reports about the voter registration process and ID requirements in Texas. Please see the statement from Secretary of State Jane Nelson below. It is totally inaccurate that 1.2 million voters have registered to vote in the state of Texas without an ID this year. Pause and remember that. All right. The truth is, our voter rolls have increased by 57,711 voters since the beginning of 2024. This is less than the number of people registered in the same time frame in 22, about 65,000, and in 2020, about 104,000. When Texans register to vote, they must provide a driver's license number or a social security number. When an individual registers to vote with just a social security number, the state verifies that the SSN is authentic. While federal law allows individuals to register to vote without an ID, Texans must actually show proof of ID to vote. The 1.2 million figure comes from the Social Security Administration, which is supposed to report the number of times states have asked to verify an individual's number. The SSA number is clearly incorrect, and we are working now to determine why there is such a large discrepancy. And some of his statement must have been taken out, because last night when I read the statement, unless there's another one. So last night when I read his statement, it said all of this, but it also said that Texas was not the ones doing it. So they don't know who is actually sending in these social security numbers to see if they're registered. He said they weren't the ones doing it. That's why they want to investigate all of this, okay? He said that they weren't doing it. So let's step back and think about that for a minute. So is there some activist group out there who's trying to gauge voters in the state of Texas and is just sending stuff in and seeing how it comes back? That way they know which direction to go for voters? Or is it what some of us think it is, and they are using these NGO groups and they are using these social security numbers to try and get people who have recently come into the country? And well, I say that because when you see the numbers, it's unbelievable, especially the numbers of how many have died. And I get it. So sometimes the way that'll work is maybe I sent in my registration, and before they got it and all the things went through, I had an accident or life happened and I died. It happens, but not as many times as I'm going to show you after I read this news report on what he said. Because what he is really saying on the full statement is, we don't know who's doing this. We need to investigate that. And we also need to investigate why the numbers of deaths are so high and why the numbers weekly are in the hundreds of thousands coming in. The hundreds of thousands. I'll tell you what, we'll hop over there first and I'll show you just to show, and then we'll read the article. I'll get to comments in just a second, guys. Thank you so much for commenting. It really means the world to us. All right. Hold on one second. So let's jump over to the actual thing that I showed you the other day, and a couple other people have talked about. Like I said, I saw this from End Wokeness on Twitter. I'm sorry, End Wokeness. You guys should go follow him. He's always, him or her, they're always posting good stuff. Okay, so this is the website you can go to. It is www.ssa.gov/open/HAVV. Okay? And here I'll explain to you what that is. It says, what is HAVA? Help America Vote Act 2002. HAVA requires states to verify the information this is the important part, of newly registered voters to federal elections. Each state must establish a computerized statewide voter registration list and verify the new voter information with the state's Motor Vehicle Administration. Okay, hold on a minute. So, you send in the number to the Social Security Department. They take that number, they send it to the Motor Registration Department. I'm assuming because you're claiming you don't have a license. So I would assume the MVA would run it and go, oh, they don't have a license. Now they have to send it back to the Social Security Department. That's my assumption. The states are required to verify the driver's license number against the state MVA. Only in situations where no driver's license exists should the states verify the last 4 digits of the new voter registered Social Security number. The state submits the last digits, name and date of birth. Okay, so y'all got the idea on how it works, right? So let's scroll on down. Let's go on up here and check it out. Let's choose a week. All right, let's just go with March 30th, 2024, and we will show you guys Exactly what it is. Now, let me make sure you can see this, and I'll kind of go over and tell you exactly what we're looking at here. Okay, so this shows each state right here where my green arrow is. It shows total transactions next, then the unprocessed ones, and total non-matches. What that means is they couldn't find a match for the number whatsoever. Then you've got your total matches. Then you've got single matched alive. Then you have single matched deceased. So now we know that the Secretary of State said that the numbers were wrong. Let's go on down to Texas. Now remember, guys, this is just 1 week as of right now. Can you guys see that? This is Texas. So the number that came in is 225,132 just in 1 week. The number of non-matches is 30,424. The number of the ones they allowed to go through is 194,708. So that many are now able to vote. Get it? And then over here, 4,515 of them are dead. Does that not seem odd to you? Okay. Now let's go up and look at one other place that I saw on, and I'll give credit to Tim Pool because I saw him saying this last night. And where is it? Where is it? So we might have to worry about Missouri. Was it Missouri? I can't remember. Montana, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let's look at Missouri. Missouri had 604 come in. They had 146 returned. 458 were accepted. 447 were single match alive. So they're actually alive. And 225 of those are dead. New Jersey, 3,724. And you see how different it is with these different states? Now, he said there was not 1.2 million since the beginning of the year. Let's go ahead and check that number. Let's check the Secretary of State, see if he's telling the truth. Let's go week ending December. See if it shows all of it from here. Or it's only going to show 1 week at a time. Okay, yeah, so in that week ending in December, there was 93,733. Let's see if there's a total. If there's a way to get, oh, here we go. January 11th to present totals. Okay, here we go. Now let's go look at Texas. Texas, 23,863,406. How many of those were dead? 16. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not right. I read that wrong, didn't I? No, that's right. So 16,926,964 of those are dead. Now, again, that's for full time. So let's see, because it won't let you just do like I'd like to just do from January. That was January 2011 until present. So let's see if we can find a one where it's real present. Let's just jump to March 2nd. Let's look at Texas. All right, so Texas on the week of March 2nd had 224,569, and another 4,650 of those died. Is that not strange? Now, I get some of these could be typos. Some of these could be mess ups. Some of them are mess ups. Some of them, maybe somebody spelled their name wrong. Some of them probably passed away. But if I was a new voter and I saw that, that would be a sign like, my goodness, I better stay away. I might be next. They absolutely need to investigate this. Let's not forget how the commies overthrew California. They haven't voted Republican since they did it there. They're doing it here in Texas right now. And guys, Texas is the most important state to keep this year big time. That's 40 electoral college votes. The map changes so much if the Democrats just pull Texas. And don't say they can't do it. Look at everything we've witnessed them doing. And we know the Republicans are helping them do it. They're no better. It's gonna depend on you and me, we the people, to stand up and talk and speak and tell everybody, show people the truth. Yes, you'll be mocked. Yes, you'll be called names, but they'll do that anyway. They already do that. They already assume I have privilege because of my white skin. They already assume because I'm a white male that I have some benefits that never show up. They already assume that life is easier because of whatever. See what I mean? All right, guys. So let's jump on over to the story. Oh, I didn't read the article. My bad. I've got to show you this news article on the response to the Secretary of State, because part of what I like to do here is point out how these guys manipulate people and how I've learned to see it. And people still help me see it too as well, guys. Again, I was just like y'all. I was clueless. I was like most citizens 5 years back, 7 years back, and hated politics, didn't pay attention to it, thought I was a Democrat, thought I was all these things, you know, until I started paying attention. Check this out. So I started learning how the media does this. So part of our goal here is to always point out and show you guys what they're doing and how they do it and how they manipulate their readers into believing it. Okay, this is reformaustin.org. That's reformaustin.org. And Texas Secretary of State debunks claim of mass voter registration without ID. Did he debunk it, guys? I just showed you on the Social Security's website the numbers, and you can go look for yourself. As a matter of fact, I will copy that link and I will put it in the comments after. I should have put it in the description so you can check for yourselves. I just showed you. He didn't debunk anything, but they need to talk that way, right? So let's scroll down a little bit. It says a conspiracy theory. Guys, just like they overuse the word race and sexist and bigot and any it or ism or phobias, just like they overuse that, they have so overused conspiracy theory. If I have a Democrat voter watching right now, would you mind putting in the comments what a conspiracy theory is? And what does it take for it to be a conspiracy and not just a theory? All right. Has been making the rounds that 1.2 million Texans registered to vote without a valid ID. That's not what we said. What was said was that 1.2 million since the beginning of this year have tried. Not that they all got through, not that they all registered, but they have tried. And they have tried. Okay, and it says it is totally inaccurate that 1.2 million voters have registered to vote in Texas without a photo ID this year. The truth is, okay, that's the statement I just read to y'all on his thing. According to Nelson, 1.2 million figure comes from the Social Security, which measures how many times the state has asked to verify the Social Security number. So it's measured off how many times it's asked. Okay. Nelson was unclear that the SSA should have such an inflated figure, but asserted that it was clearly incorrect. This did not stop the theory. Now that's good. That's good. The theory is good from running through social media like wildfire, and then they have to bring in Elon Musk and, you know, Governor Greg Abbott, Special Abbott. Several people have called Nelson a liar, showing screenshots from TexasVote.gov website showing the alternative forms of ID that Texans can use to register to vote. Nelson did not say that Texans need physical driver's license or Social Security card to register, only the number, which is then verified. Physical ID is required at the polls, but if a voter does not have one, they can use another form. You hear that? I mean, it's constant contradiction. On one hand, he's saying you don't need it. On the other hand, he's saying you're going to need it. But if you don't have one, we'll still figure out a way for you to vote. I mean, what is it? Which one is it? Unsurprisingly, some people claim that undocumented immigrants can receive Social Security numbers in order to work in the United States. That's not unsurprisingly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a show on that very soon. I should have pulled up a link to respond to that to show, because they absolutely are getting it, and Democrats are absolutely pushing for it. No wonder the people who read news like this are so unhinged about Trump and so confused about who we really are. We have got to do a better job of showing them that everything the Uniparty claims is us is them. All right, guys, so let's move on over to the good old Ashley Biden story, which is another one of those stories that the media told you was a Russia hoax, was a MAGA hoax, was another, just like the laptop, was a Russia hoax. So now we have a court who has put the girl who found the diary in jail for a month, which given, a month, but still, come on. Are you serious? She stayed at this girl's place. She left the diary in the guest room. She was reached out to. Nothing was stolen. The girl actually reached out to multiple people to try and get help. It wasn't until O'Keefe finally did it and called Ashley Biden when Ashley said then it was her diary. She admitted it then, while the media was calling us white supremacist, Nazi, Russian liars. She admitted it. That wasn't enough for y'all. Okay, well, now that girl is convicted and put into jail for a month, is that enough proof to show you it was 100% her diary? Or do we need a little bit more proof? Because I know Joe Biden and the rest of the Biden family does not want to look in that diary and what she wrote about her daddy taking inappropriate showers with her when she was a young teenager, and quite a few other things that were going on in there now, weren't there? Because then it might shatter your worldview of who the Democrats are. It might shatter you so much you might break and end up in a mental hospital, when all you should really do is take a step back and look at who Joe Biden was in the 70s and 80s. Look at how racist and openly racist he was then. He's just as openly racist today. Y'all just cover for him. Y'all make up excuses for him. Y'all allow that bigot to flat out go around lying about marching in the civil rights. Over and over and over again, he's lied about that. What you don't know is that same time he claims to have been doing all of that, he was actually trying to keep segregation because he did not want your black children going to school with his white children. And yes, you can very easily find that. Okay, so let's pull up the diary, guys. I'm sorry this went a little bit longer than I thought. I'm sorry. I pulled up one story on the... Or did I just ramble on? My bad, guys. My bad. Okay, so let's go on to the response. Go ahead and pull up this article first, talking about it, and then we'll check out a couple videos. And Josh, I will respond to your comments here in just a minute, bud. If any of y'all would like to chat, go ahead and have some questions. If you'd like to stay on for a minute, I will absolutely respond to you. I love chatting with you guys. I hope one day to get people coming on. I would like to turn this into a panel-style show eventually. And dreams come true, people. Dreams come true. We will get there. All right. So it was number 4. All right. Here we go, guys. And this is the APnews.com. Make sure you can see that. And it says, Florida woman is sentenced to a month in jail for selling Biden's daughter's diary. But hold on a minute. Every other headline from the White House, from the DOJ, from the FBI, and everything else says she was sentenced for stealing it, not selling it. So there's already one contradiction. New York, a Florida mother. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. It's my wife. I'm almost done. I'm almost finished, and I'll be there. See, I went over, guys. I'm so sorry. I went over all the time. I got to pick her up the lots. Anyways, a Florida woman was sentenced Tuesday to a month in prison, 3 months of home confinement for stealing and selling. For stealing and selling. She didn't steal it. It was left in her guest room and she found it. Kind of like Hunter went to the pawn shop, pawned it, and left it there after so many days. That's not stealing, people. Harris pleaded guilty to a conspiracy charge in 2022 that she received $20,000 of the $40,000 that was paid by Project Veritas of personal items. And let's not forget that the feds raided her. My wife raided O'Keefe and his other journalists, and they've still been giving him hell over all of this. This is crazy. All right, guys. I got one video I want to pull up and show you. Let me go ahead and respond to Josh because my wife. Have you seen the Texas WOPCPS about abandoned children in hotels? I have not yet, Josh. If you want to send me some links on that, I'd love to check it out. Everything looks good, no lagging, sweet. Again, thank you. Here, let me go ahead and pull this up and show you guys. One more thing, and then I will be back on in just a little bit. I will come back on, but I want to show you all this really quick. Where'd it go? All right, you know what? Let's just hop back here. Boom, boom. I think I favorited it. Here we go.
What you're about to hear has never been released to the public. This voicemail was left on the Project Veritas tip line on September 3rd, 2020, which led our journalists to investigate the matter of Ashley Biden's diary, thrusting us into a pivotal moment of history for all of press freedom.
Hi there, I'm calling from Florida. My family, their friend who owns a house down here in Palm Beach, was renting it out. I don't know how, but this is a while back. But anyway, a new renter moved in, and Ashley Biden was staying in this room, and they found her diary, all of her clothes, luggage, pills. Anyway, diary is pretty crazy. I think it's worth taking a look at. It's not a joke. It's real. And I'd love to get into your hands.
After years of public speculation and internal deliberation, we are finally releasing our conversation with Ashley Biden about her diary and other possessions. They were abandoned and later offered to Project Veritas.
Hi, is this Ashley Biden?
This is she. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I just wanted, so I heard you have a few of my belongings. And so I was going to ask if you could please meet my friend, Eric, who is down in Del Rey. If you could meet him and get this up to him.
There's a diary here. It starts in January. It says, January at the end of a New York month, I'm sitting on a bed at the I building.
Yeah, so if you could just give everything that you have to Eric, that would be really great.
I don't want to give this to the wrong person. I mean, I want to make sure
at this point, and I don't mean to. I don't want to have to get Secret Service involved in this, right? Because it's a whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I am so sorry. My wife has just gotten off. We only have one vehicle, and I went way over on my time. What time is it? 12:30. Let's just say I will be back on around 1:30, 1:45. I will post on social media before. If you haven't yet, would you kindly follow us on YouTube and Rumble? It is free to do so on both. Thank you so much for all of the comments, the likes, and the views. It means the world to us. I'm sorry, it kind of threw me off. I do apologize. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will be back on here in just a little bit. If you'd like to, go to vandystreet.com to get tumblers, Vandy's designs I'm working on still, but you can go there to contact us, or you can contact me on my social medias. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And remember, it's happening, especially if a politician says it's not.